Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm here to give you guys my WWE NXT Takeover 25 predictions. Now, before I continue with the video, this is just a little disclaimer. I have not seen this show yet, so I'm recording this without any knowledge of what happened on this show. That's why it's called a predictions video. But yes, I haven't looked up any spoilers or anything like that, so I have no clue what happens on this show. Other than I know what the code is and stuff, but I don't actually know what happens on this show. I didn't watch the show live because I had worked that day and I didn't want to be tired watching it because I was basically passing out by this point anyways, so I wouldn't have enjoyed the show. And then I just haven't had the time to watch it, so I'm going to watch it. Probably not now, but I'm probably going to watch it tomorrow because hopefully you guys will see this on June 7th, 2019. But let's talk about this show. Now that I kind of said that, but like I said, please try to not comment spoilers until after you've seen the most recent episode of the Wrestling Rundown, because then you would have known I've seen the show. But yeah, let's talk about this show. And yeah, 25 NXT takeovers. It's crazy to think that we're at 25. I know technically people are gonna say, well, there really hasn't been 25 because we had NXT Arrival and that was technically a takeover. Well, I guess it wasn't because they didn't really include it. Like NXT Arrival was just kind of like the first time really like worldwide, or at least in America, anyways. People were gonna see like NXT, so that's why it's not considered like a takeover. But then the first NXT takeover back in like June 2014 is considered the first takeover. So then it's continued since then. But it's crazy that there's been 25 of these though. I remember like literally sitting here, like feels like it was just yesterday, watching the first ever NXT takeover. Um, I think it's you know, really strange. Like it's just really cool that it's at 25. And I tried like hell to go to the show because they were in Connecticut and I live in Massachusetts in the New England area, and I tried my best to actually get people to get tickets to go to the show, and find a friend to go with me. But then what happened was all my friends had parties or were going places and stuff, or just too busy to do the show. So I didn't have the time to, you know, um, I just couldn't do it. But I tried like hell. But it's crazy to think that there's been 25 of these. Um, if I like had the time, I would have done like a video talking about like the best NXT takeover moments, but I just never had the time. Maybe I'll do that for 50. Um, but it's crazy that there's been 25 of these. Like, I remember like NXT was really branching out at the first one, and then you had the second one, and then you had the third where it was branching out. Like the first few just took place in Full Sail, and then they really made it once they did NXT Takeover Brooklyn, the first takeover, and really like one of the first like NXT live events outside of Full Sail. And then you had them go overseas at NXT Takeover London, um, and then you just pretty much had the formula where they did it, um, at every um, doing every big four event, and then they did some for like they did one doing Backlash in 2017, and then one doing Money in the Bank, and this one was just a standalone one. They just did a takeover, not between like a main roster pay per view or anything like that. So I think it's pretty goddamn cool, and I think it's really cool just to see how much NXT has just really evolved and stuff. I remember like when NXT was starting out in like 2010, and like its competition pro rookie fans, and they were doing the obstacle course challenges and all this stuff, and just to see where and obviously before too the developmental system was FCW, and that really wasn't much. Um, Triple H really made a project out of this. He really made something out of this, and I'm really happy about that. I expect Triple H to have some type of appearance on this show too, considering the fact that it's the 25th takeover. I expect him to do like some type of like promo or something like right before the show starts. Nothing big, just something like that. Um, and obviously, I think it makes sense for this to be in Connecticut, since that's kind of like WWE's mainstay, because that's where their headquarters and things like that is, and that's where Triple H lives. So I think it makes sense for it to be in Connecticut, and that's where he's from. So I like this though. I'm really excited to watch this show. But now let's get to the predictions and the matches that are going to be on this show. Alright, that's better now. Alright, so I wrote my predictions down. Well, not really me, but someone wrote it down for me on a chart. So I'm gonna read them off. I'm gonna start from the top, going to the bottom, and I'll even say what I think the match order will be. Um, so first we have a total of 5 matches on the show, which I think is a good amount of matches for an NXT Takeover because they're not that long, and I think it's the perfect set of matches. I wouldn't have actually complained if this one actually went longer since it's the 25th one, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Um, so started with uh the NXT Tag Team Championship ladder match for the vacant titles. Because the previous champions gave them up, so that they're having a match for the new ones. We have Orny Logan and Danny Burch versus the Street Profits versus Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly versus the Forgotten Sons, Steve Cutler and Wesley Blake. This is really a tough one to call. Really, I see 3 of the 4 teams winning. Unfortunately, I don't really see Orny Lorcan and Danny Burch winning. I wouldn't mind if they won it, but they're just kind of wild card tag teams in here, so they're really not going to win it. I could see Fish and O'Reilly win it. If Cole wins the NXT title match, they can start the setup of the Undisputed Era holding all the gold. Because I know they want to start that up. Because I don't think they're going to break them up now since they lost one of the big tag teams. They don't want to lose another one. Because I noticed they kind of gotten away from breaking up Undisputed Era now. They really haven't talked about it all that much. So they could do that, but I don't really want to see Undisputed Era again holding the titles. I want to see something new. So it could happen, but I don't really want it to happen. And then you have Cutler and Blake and the Forgotten Sons as a unit has been pushed pretty strongly the past month or so. So I could see them winning the NXT Tag Team titles, but I also don't think they're really ready for that spot. I don't really want them to win the titles at the moment. I think the best team actually to win this match is the Street Profits, and I'll tell you why. One, they're over as hell. Everyone loves them. Two, they've been in NXT the long. Yeah, I think they've teamed the longest out of all these 4. Well, except Undisputed Era. Um, but I think but they've teamed almost the longest out of all these tag teams in here, and they've been over as hell. And they've really been building them up to get the titles. They've always come this close, but haven't quite gotten it. And I think another reason is they technically pinned the champions before they gave up the titles. So I actually could see them winning the titles, and I could see them, holding the titles for a month or so and then dropping them, or at least until the next takeover, which is going to be the one in Canada. So I actually think the Street Profits should win the tag team titles, and I want the Street Profits to win the tag team titles. I hope they do. So yeah, I think it's going to be the Street Profits. And then we have the NXT North American Championship match. NXT North American Champion, the Velveteen Dream versus Tyler Breeze. I like that they brought Tyler Breeze back down to NXT because he wasn't doing anything on the main roster, so why not put him down in NXT? I wish they do that for a lot of people, but they're not gonna, I guess. But, and it's kind of cool because Tyler Breeze was on the first ever NXT TakeOver, so it's kind of cool that he's here, so it's, nice nostalgia feel. And Velveteen Dream's been really tearing the house down as North American Champion with his matches and his character. He's awesome. So it really could go either way. But I actually think it's a foregone conclusion that it's going to be Velveteen Dream. I think Tyler Breeze is going to be there to put him over and, really show that he's the next future. There's really no reason to take the title off of Velveteen Dream. So there you go. I don't know if this is just going to be a one-off of Tyler Breeze doing a match, but I really hope that he stays in NXT. And I think his main role should kind of be to put over the new talent in NXT because basically he doesn't really have anything to gain by winning matches and such. He shouldn't be a complete loser, but you know what I'm saying. So yeah, I'm picking Velveteen Dream to retain the title. And then we have Matt Riddle versus Roderick Strong. Now I'm gonna go out on a limb. Obviously, this came when Roderick Strong attacked Matt Riddle in the parking lot, so it's leading to this match. I know they really want to push Matt Riddle, but I'm gonna go out on a limb, and I'm gonna say that Roderick Strong win the match. Mainly because most of my picks I had are baby faces, so I wanted to have at least one heel go over on this show. Well, I actually have two heels, but still, I wanted to kind of balance it out a bit. And I actually think that Undisputed Era should at least win one of the matches on this show, and I think this is the match that they should at least win. It could be a huge surprise, and I actually wouldn't complain about it. So yeah, I'm gonna say Roderick Strong wins. And I'm in a prediction poll with the NXT, with the No DQ NXT team. Everybody else picked, Matt Riddle, so I wanted to be different and actually pick Roderick Strong. So let's see what happens. And then we have the NXT Women's Championship match. NXT Women's Champion Shayna Baszler versus Io Shirai. They really too, like, with the 25th episode, like, dedicated a target, really showing like the hype between the NXT Women's and the NXT Championship match. You really got to check it out. It's really awesome, and you really got to check it out. But yeah, we have this match. I'm really looking forward to it. I like how personal this match is. I expect it to be, the most aggressive match on the show, since it's the most personal one. And as for I think is going to win, I actually think Shayna Baszler is going to retain the title. There's really no reason to take the title off her right now. She pretty much shouldn't lose the title until like it's going to be her last match in NXT. And I think it's going to be, and I don't think Io Shirai is the person to take the title from her. I think Shayna Baszler is going to retain the championship. So there you go. And then we have the main event. It's the NXT Championship match. NXT Champion Johnny Gargano versus Adam Cole. This one could go back and forth as well. You could have Adam Cole win the championship and, start his heel run as champion. But I think it's too soon to take the title off of Johnny Gargano. He just won the title not that long ago. I really want to see him have a nice long run with the title. So I'm going to say Johnny Gargano wins. I wouldn't be mad if he loses, though, because typically when it comes to the underdog storyline, the chase is better than the title run itself. Not that his title run's been bad thus far. It literally just started, but I want to see him hold the belt for a long time just because of how long it took for him to finally get the title. So that's really what I want to see. So yeah, I'm saying Johnny Gargano retains the title. And as for my match order, I'm gonna say that how it's gonna be is the first match, the opener is gonna be the ladder match for the NXT Tag Team titles. Then it's gonna be Matt Riddle versus Roderick Strong as match 2. Match 3 will be the North American title match, and then match 4, which people call the semi-main event, will be the women's title match, and then the main event will be the NXT title match. So that's my match order. I'll go over to my predictions again in the match order. I think the Street Profits are going to win the NXT Tag Team titles. Roderick Strong's going to beat Matt Riddle. Velveteen Dream is going to retain the NXT North American title. Shayna Baszler is going to retain the NXT, women's title, and Johnny Gargano is going to retain the NXT championship. So those are my predictions for WWE NXT Takeover 25. I can't wait to watch this show. I know everyone has seen it, but I think it's going to be an awesome show. NXT Takeovers typically never tend to disappoint, so there you go. But that's pretty much the end of the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please make sure you guys like, comment, and share this video so people watch it. Make sure you guys subscribe to this channel for more content and click on the bell. So that way, every time I upload a video, you guys get the notifications for it. Make sure you guys do the same thing for my CM brothers and all the Talkative YouTube channels. And that's pretty much it, guys. Talk to you later.